I was also fabric shopping with Nicole, and I found this fabric in the store with some writing on it. Let's see what it says. It seems like it's some text from Days of Our Lives fans. It says, WTF, writers?
He used to watch his favorite show, then got a job on a TV show, talking about that favorite show, but then he had to go. But then he got his own show, talking about that favorite show. It's called Dishin' with DOOLigan. Dishin' with DOOLigan.
Hey, Dooligans, Mr. Dooligan here. Welcome to another episode of Dishin' with Dooligan. I'm going to send out my tweet right now. Hopefully, you can get some questions or comments during the show so I can answer them. All right, so I just sent that out. So now let's start with today's episode. So today was it was your typical Wednesday episode. Very slow, very recappy. So we open up the episode with Rafe and Hope. Um, Basically, they're talking to each other over the phone, and Rafe kind of lets her know that the virus, again, they're reiterating about the virus at the hospital. So he's saying that everybody's getting out of the hospital. So, and Hope makes this ridiculous comment where she's like, "Oh my God, we were all so worried. Thank God." I'm like, "Really, Hope? Really? Everybody was worried. You were worried. That's why you made the trip to the hospital. That's why you called Kayla. That's why you called Marlena." No, she didn't call nobody. The only thing that she was with Caroline and at the Brady pub, and she was like, "Oh, I hope everyone's okay." That's all you did, Hope. All right, so just shut up. Next, we move on to Julie and Aiden. So Aiden's trying to stay at the place that she's running, and Julie comes up and she is furious. She is about to kill Aiden. She attacks him or threatens to attack him with a letter opener, and she's just furious. Time to get out of here. Time the desk clerk to call the police. And then all of a sudden, Roman comes in and basically explains to Julie what the whole situation is and to let Aiden stay there because he wants to keep an eye on him. And Julie kind of chimes in and says, "Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on you, keep tabs on you also." And then we move on to Victor and Justin, who are sitting and having high tea again. And they are basically just talking about Deimos and if Deimos is going to be taking Justin's offer that he proposed to him earlier in the past weeks. And then we move on to Nicole. She's sitting in the Horton Square, and she's there listening. She's there reading a letter from Eric that he wrote to her from jail, basically just apologizing to her for everything that he's done as far as taking Daniel away from her with the drunk driving accident. So she's getting a little teary eyed and emotional. And Maggie is there in the Horn Square with her sassy nurse Linda, who kind of made a comment to her. She's like, "Dang girl, you know who don't you know in Salem?" or something along those lines, because Maggie said that she knew Nicole across the way, which is kind of true. Maggie knows everybody in Salem. So she goes down there and she starts talking to Nicole, and of course, Nicole lets her know that that she's missing Daniel and getting a little emotional. So they kind of have a little bonding moment there. Then we move on to Deimos and Kate at the Kariakis mansion. And Kate has to basically set up the Kariakis mansion in this romantic atmosphere because she's planning a romantic evening with Deimos. So Deimos is a little bit like suspicious, like what's going on, what is this all for? And basically, all what it all comes down to after all their conversation, Kate basically pops the question to Deimos and wants to get married in Vegas. I know, right? And so then we move on to Rafe and Eduardo. And they're at Rafe's house, and Rafe is daydreaming about hope and, getting, very, you know, emo. I know I keep on using that word, but that's the only way I can describe these people. And then Eduardo walks in, and they have kind of like this bonding father son moment. Talking about hope, and so he's kind of counseling Rafe about his issues with hope, and what Rafe should do, if he should stand back or if he should actually, try to figure what the heck is Aiden, why he's here and stuff like that. And then we cut to Hope and Julie, and Hope has called Julie, her sister slash stepmother, Don't get me into that story. Um, so she's basically explaining to Julie about the whole Aiden thing. So to kind of put her mind at rest. So of course Julie's being the protective mother slash sister, and tells her, well, I will keep my eye on him, and if you want me to run him out of town, I will run him out of town. You just give me the signal. So she's being very supportive with Hope, but Hope's like, no, no, no. We need him here because I need answers. Then we cut to Nicole, and she basically walks into the Kyriakis mansion, as Kate is proposing to Deimos, and they let her in, and she kind of basically just inserts herself into the whole conversation, and Deimos um, tells her exactly what Kate has done. And there was this ridiculous scene where she comes in. This is her reasoning for coming to the Kyriakis mansion. She brought a little piece of fabric that she was fabric shopping, which had some little text, Greek text, and she wanted him to decipher it. And basically, the text was saying something about one soul being in two bodies and blah, blah, blah. It was a quote from Aristotle. And so it was kind of weird. I know she was trying to like hint toward her and Helena having the same soul, but it was so funny in the background. You see Kate's face giving side eye, like, please, bitch, we know exactly why you're here. So Nicole, before she leaves, she asks Deimos if she's actually considering, and he's like, yeah, I'm actually considering marrying Kate. And she kind of is like, good luck, and especially good luck to you. And she like makes her dramatic exit. And then we move on to Hope, and she's at home and laying on the couch, and she's actually asleep, dreaming about Aiden, Chase, and Ciara. I'm assuming this is a dream that she sees in the future, because starts with Aiden on his knees, pleading with Hope, and they were about to kiss, and all of a sudden Chase walks in. You hear a scream, and it's Ciara, and Chase walks in. He's like, well, welcome, I'm home, let's start this family again. And of course, Ciara's freaking out and runs to Hope. So obviously Hope is subconsciously is thinking what would happen if she did get back with Aiden. And then as soon as that happens, Sean D knocks on the door. Lucky us, right? And then after that we cut to Jason and Victor, and they're still talking about the whole Deimos thing and about the plan, or the second plan. And Justin is kind of like trying to back out of it and trying to give Victor advice, like, hey, you know what? I'm having second thoughts about this. Maybe this is not such a good idea. Maybe it's not such a good idea for having Nicole trying to insert herself into Deimos and trying to get all this money back. Why don't you just cut your losses, get what you have, and just move out of Salem and move out with Megan, live a happy life. But Victor does not want to do that. He wants to exact revenge on his brother. So, that fell on deaf ears. Next, we go to Hope and Sean. Finally, I texted about this. Finally, we get a scene with Hope and Sean D. I mean, how long has he been in town and we haven't seen a scene with them, or it's been a long time. I mean, through this whole chaos with Hope and Aiden, finally he comes in. So she kind of talks to him and explains to him the whole situation about Aiden, and he of course has a reaction to it, but Hope is just trying to explain to him everything that's going on. And then we cut to Rafe, back to Rafe and Eduardo, and they're talking about Aiden, and so he's trying. Rafe here is really, really, really trying. That's just period. He's trying. He really wants Hope back, and he wants Aiden out of the picture. Now, he's talking with his dad, Eduardo, and they're trying to come up with a plan in order to get rid of Aiden. And Rafe makes this stupid, stupid comment, because he's trying to rationalize in his head what's going on. And I don't know, I mean, no digs to the actor. I'm just talking about Rafe the character. Rafe the character is an idiot. He is a freaking idiot. I mean, he makes this comment to his dad saying, well, when Aiden came, when he was coming back, why didn't he write? Why didn't he call? No, he came here because specifically just to freak out Hope. I mean, Rafe, don't you realize that he was captured by the Demirs? What is he going to do? Write a letter and send it with the dead bird? say, oh, here, carry this to Hope, or make some kind of get an imaginary or a physical cell phone that's being hid in his room, like what you call, like Abby tried to find a cell phone in her room. I'm like, Rafe is such an idiot, and the whole reason he's talking all this nonsense is because he's going to try to devise a plan in order to save Hope once again. So that was a really WTF moment. Is like, really, you want him to write or call while he's being captured by the Demirs? Does he forget, or does he just not remember because he's a freaking idiot? Anyways, so next we move on to Aiden. He's finally settling in into Doug and Julie's place, and he's kind of like being haunted with dreams about being captured. So you see him dreaming about him being in the jail cell or the fenced in cell, and then he starts thinking about how he was captured when Andre injected him, and how he was, before that he was trying to get ready to kill Hope. So I don't know. The reaction on his face it looked a little bit like he's remembering. So I don't know what they were trying to go with that. Are they trying to say that Aiden really doesn't remember when he got injected, and now it's just all coming subconsciously back to him while he's dreaming? Or does he actually remember and he's just reliving it and lied to Hope intentionally, saying when he got captured? Because he was thrown in the trunk, and he did wake up in the trunk and then was thrown into the cell. So I'm a little confused there. I don't know if they're trying to hint that he does remember and he forgot earlier, that's why he lied to Hope, or does he remember the whole thing and he's just reliving it in his dreams? I don't know. What's your opinion on that one? Next we move to Victor and Maggie, and they're sitting in Horn Square, and Maggie has just come back from her meeting, and Victor is basically talking to her how much he loves her, how much he cares for her, and he kind of drops the hint about trying to throw out feelers there about if she's wants to move out of Salem. And Maggie says, yeah, I'll follow you anywhere you want to go, but she says, I just want to make sure you're leaving because you want to leave, not you're leaving because you're running away. She's all, because we're down, but we're not out. So basically Maggie is there. She wants to settle things in Salem before she leaves. She doesn't want to look at as her being as running away. So that's kind of good. And they kind of make a little comments between each other, like how beautiful Salem is and how nice it is to live in Salem. And then we move back to Nicole. She's just leaving the Kiriakis mansion. She runs into Justin, and they're both talking about Victor, and she kind of tells Justin, she thinks Justin is there to check up on her, but she tells him, like, you know what, you tell Victor, if you or him mess anything up that I have put in motion, you are guys going to have to answer to me. So Nicole is very, very invested in this scheme now because of Maggie and because for Daniel and all this and that, because, they're especially close. So now, even though I'm sure if Victor tells her to stop doing it, I think she's just going to do it anyways. So maybe this is going to play into like her actually falling for Deimos. So next we go inside the Kiriakis mansion, and Kate is talking to Deimos, and Deimos is basically asking her if she's playing games and if the proposal was a test. And she basically says, it was kind of a test, yes or no. And she's like, I'm going to ask you one question, and it's going to determine whether I leave here and never come back, or just leave here and collect my thoughts. So the question she asked, she's like, are you wasting my time? Now, when I heard that, I tweeted about that, and I'm like, that is a great question, because that's a great question we should be asking the writers of Days. Are you wasting our time? Because a lot of these storylines or a lot of these scenes that you try to build up are just a waste of time, because there's no climax to the story. Like the whole flu thing, it's like, oh, okay, it was kind of a scare, but nothing really happened. And nobody really cared in Salem, only the people who were quarantined in Salem. So yeah, are you wasting our time, writers? Next, we move back to Hope and Sean, and the conversation's continuing with about Aiden, and she kind of reaches out to Sean because Sean is the closest thing she has to Bo. So not only did she go to his grave, which I got a lot of feedback about, that was just an offensive scene to a lot of Hope and Bo fans. Like, she's going there. The first time she's visiting Bo is to ask him about what guy she should choose. So she's asking Sean the same question. She's like, would you be upset if I gave Aiden a chance? And he's like, well, that's not my decision. That's yours. She's like, that wasn't the question. I'm asking you, would you be upset? And he's like, I would be concerned. So basically, that's kind of giving her the okay. So maybe she's going to start pursuing Aiden and try to see what can happen or develop. So he's just telling her just to be careful. So he's just concerned for her. And then we cut to the end of the scene, the end of the episode, and basically it ends with Deimos saying yes to Kate, to her marriage proposal. So we're going to be taking a trip to Vegas now and have a big old Vegas wedding. So we'll see how that goes. So that was the end of the episode. It was kind of fun, a little bit, a lot of WTF moments in there. So you let me know what you think about about today's episode of Days. Let me know about my episodes, and you can leave them on the comments below. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you like. I am open to constructive criticism. And so one more last thing before I go, I'm gonna let you know about Red Nose Day. I've been seeing a lot of commercials on NBC now because the date is coming close. It's going to be on Thursday, May 26th, 9 p.m., 8 Central. It's going to be a live event on NBC. Red Nose Day, if you don't know already, is all about having fun, raising money, and changing lives. The money that is raised through Red Nose Day will help transform the lives of children living in poverty in the U.S. and internationally. Now, I found out that Walgreens is the only one that sells these red noses, along with other kind of knickknacks and stuff like tattoos and necklaces and glasses and a lot of fun stuff to celebrate Red Nose Day. So if you want to know more about Red Nose Day, I put the address down here. It's rednosedayusa.com, rednosedayusa.com. So DOOLigans, that's my show. I hope you enjoy it. Like I said before, I'm doing this for you guys. I'm all about the fans because I'm a fan myself. I've been watching for over 20 years of this show. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to put in, what you want me to take out. Your feedback is always welcome. I'm doing this, like I said, always, I'm doing this for the fun of it, not for the fame. So, you guys interact with me through Twitter or through the comments on YouTube down there. I always try to answer every single question or comment or comment back. So you guys have a great day, great afternoon, great evening, whenever you're watching this. And always remember, peace, love, and days. Bye.